Despite global electric vehicle sales reaching a record of 17.2 million in 2024, recent surveys reveal a surprising decline in consumer interest. It's a weird contradiction. EVs are selling, but people aren't as excited about them anymore. And honestly, I get it. I've been a huge supporter of EVs, but lately, I've had a change of heart. So what's going on? Let's talk about it. For years, I've been a huge supporter of electric vehicles. From the tech, to the performance, to the promise of a cleaner future, it all seemed like a no-brainer. But recently, I've had a shift in perspective. I believe EVs are an important step forward, but I can't ignore the growing challenges. And in this journey of rethinking my stance, something else happened. I found myself opening up to the complete opposite of high-tech EVs. I'll explain more about that later. Let's talk about the biggest issues slowing down EV adoption. Range anxiety, it's still real. Charging stations aren't as convenient as gas stations, and in some areas, they're either too busy, too slow, just unreliable, or even non-existent. I've personally experienced waiting for chargers only to find them broken, or in use, or vandalized. We often hear that EVs are green, but mining for lithium, cobalt, and nickel have huge environmental and ethical concerns. Large-scale battery production is far from carbon neutral. EVs are expensive. Yes, prices have declined, especially since the time that we got our first Model S in 2016 and our Model X in 2017. But they're still out of reach for many. And now, with high interest rates slowing sales, even manufacturers are reconsidering their strategies. Here's something that often gets overlooked. EV adoption, especially Tesla, has become increasingly
politically polarizing.
Elon Musk was once just viewed as a tech visionary that both sides admired, but his recent political stances, controversial tweets, and engagement with divisive topics have made Tesla a brand that some people actively avoid. It's wild to think that buying an EV, or not, can feel like a political statement, but for some, it does. And if public perception of Tesla changes, that can impact EV adoption overall. So, what changed my mind? Let's break it down. Owning an EV has been an amazing experience in many ways, but I've also faced unexpected challenges. Road trips requiring more planning, winter driving impacts range significantly, and repair costs can be surprisingly high. Big automakers are now investing in hybrid technology again, and solid-state batteries or even hydrogen fuel cells could be the next game changer. For years, I was excited about the Tesla Roadster. In fact, I have 28% off the purchase price of one, and I've been anticipating it since 2017. The idea of a 600+ mile or 1,000 kilometer range, blistering acceleration, and a futuristic design had me hooked. But after delay after delay, I started to feel something different. I wasn't as excited anymore. And it wasn't just the weight, it was the whole mindset shifting. And here's my big realization. EVs are great, but they're not perfect. They work well for certain lifestyles, but they're not the one-size-fits-all solution that we were promised. And as new technologies emerge, I think we'll see a much more diverse future for transportation. Hybrids, hydrogen, and even synthetic fuels. And while I admire Tesla's innovation, we have to acknowledge that Elon Musk's growing political and social presence could start to impact Tesla's mainstream appeal. Whether you agree or disagree with him, there's no denying that Tesla is becoming a more polarizing brand. And that could slow down EV adoption in unexpected ways. But here's the thing, I still enjoy my Teslas as my daily drivers. They make sense for commuting, for summer road trips, and for the day-to-day. However, I found myself longing for something completely different. Something raw. Something that lacks all the tech and driver aids that we now take for granted. That's when I started looking at the Ferrari 348, a nearly analog sports car, the complete antithesis of the modern EV. In a way, it's like how people kept horses soon after cars were invented. Cars were the future, but horses still had a place. That's how I see my Ferrari 348. Something I take out on weekends. Something that's all about the experience, the connection between the car and driver. It does not make sense from a practical perspective, but that's why I love it. So am I against EVs? No, I'm not against EVs. Am I 100% convinced that they're the future? Sadly, not anymore. At the end of the day, EVs have come a long way, but they still have challenges to overcome. I still enjoy my Tesla as my daily driver and will for many years to come. But I've also rediscovered the magic of analog driving. I believe there's room for both. Cutting-edge EVs for efficiency and raw mechanical sports cars for the pure joy of driving. Let me know your thoughts. I want to hear from you. Are you still all in on EVs or are you having second thoughts? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. And if you're curious about my new journey with the Ferrari 348, how it compares to my Teslas, and what it's like to drive an almost analog car in a digital world, stay tuned for an upcoming video. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you liked it, please hit that like button, subscribe for more, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.